I'll never forget the feeling of sitting in my doctor's office being told that all of my lab work looked normal. Meanwhile, I was exhausted, depressed, bloated, constipated, and barely able to make it through the day. My doctors told me that my health looked fine, and in fact, my markers looked great for someone my age. But deep down, I knew that something wasn't right. That moment changed everything for me, and it's why I became a functional health practitioner so that I could finally figure out the real reason behind my relentless symptoms, and so that I didn't have to stay trapped in the cycle of normal lab work forever. And now I help women in the same situation break free just like I did. If you've ever felt dismissed or stuck in that cycle, keep watching because today I'm going to be breaking down the differences between conventional labs that you get from your doctor and functional labs that dig a little bit deeper. And the reason why one always comes back normal when you feel anything but, and why the other might be able to give you the answers you've been looking for to figure out the root cause behind your symptoms. Let's start with the basics. So the purpose of conventional lab testing from your doctor is to identify and diagnose disease states. And the lab ranges are designed to reflect that. So if you haven't yet crossed that disease line, your lab results are almost always going to come back normal, even if you're struggling with symptoms every single day. The problem with this is that you can be without a disease, but still not be in optimal health. You can be exhausted, have terrible digestion, crazy hormone fluctuations, anxiety, and still fall into this so-called normal range, but your doctors will still consider that healthy. For example, I had a client who was told that her thyroid looked fine because her THS levels were normal on her doctor's labs. Yet she was still struggling with weight gain, hair loss, and fatigue. When we ran a functional thyroid panel, it revealed that she had suboptimal T3 levels and high reverse T3 levels, which often get ignored on conventional lab tests. I've also worked with countless clients who've been told that their digestive issues like gas, bloating, diarrhea, and constipation are just stress because all of their lab work looks normal, yet functional stool testing reveals that they have a ton of bacterial imbalances, different types of gut pathogens, and inflammation in their gut lining, which were causing their chronic symptoms. And hormonal chaos, that's another big one. I've had clients who feel like they're absolutely losing their minds the week before their period, and functional hormone testing reveals that their estrogen is way too high for the optimal range, and their progesterone is barely hanging on. This is why functional lab testing is so valuable, because they're designed to look at what's causing your symptoms before things snowball into a lifelong condition or irreversible disease. Think of it like this. Conventional labs work in black and white. You're either sick or you're not. But functional labs live in the gray area. They help us figure out whether your body is running smoothly or struggling to keep up. So if all of your doctor's lab work always comes back normal, but you're still suffering with daily symptoms, that's a huge sign that something is going wrong at the functional level. Next, let's talk about what normal really means when it comes to conventional lab results. Conventional labs are based on population averages, but here's the thing. Those averages are pulled from a population of mostly sick people because healthy people just don't get labs run as often. So the healthy ranges on your doctor's lab reflect a baseline that's far from optimal. For example, I had a client whose vitamin D was at 30. Her doctor said this was fine because it was within the normal range for conventional labs. However, in the functional health approach, we know that between 50 and 80 is optimal for vitamin D levels. And this explained her low energy and frequent colds. Another issue is the types of markers that conventional labs test for. Remember, their goal is to identify and diagnose diseases. not to dig deeper into the underlying reasons why your body is off balance. With conventional labs, they often miss the root cause imbalances that are responsible for your chronic symptoms and only look at the markers that are abnormal as a result of being in a disease state. Take iron deficiency, for example. If your labs show low iron, your doctor might recommend an iron supplement to fix it. But in the functional health world, we know that low iron is usually caused by deeper imbalances such as gut issues, chronic inflammation, or mineral imbalances, and isn't always fixed by taking a straight iron supplement. And if we don't address those root causes, the symptoms can keep coming back and the issue can keep getting worse. Next, let's talk about how functional labs flip the script. Functional labs don't let you settle for normal. They're all about helping you figure out what's optimal for you. For example, if you're experiencing chronic fatigue, functional lab testing might reveal that you have cellular mineral deficiencies that are slowing your metabolism down rather than giving you the fuel you need to function properly and get through your day. If you're bloated after every meal, functional lab testing might reveal that you have the presence of gut pathogens and dysbiosis that are interfering with your body's ability to digest food properly. If your PMS is out of control, functional hormone testing might reveal an imbalance in your estrogen to progesterone ratio or issues with your detoxification pathways in your liver. The great thing about functional labs is they take a more holistic view of how the body is operating as a whole, and they look beyond just the blood and focus on other areas of the body that conventional labs often miss. So this includes your gut microbiome health, your hormones and stress response, detoxification and liver function, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and your immune health. And the best part is that as functional practitioners, we don't just treat your lab results at face value. We connect the dots between your lab results, your specific symptoms, and your unique health history to create a personalized roadmap for getting your health back on track. And the biggest difference between these two approaches is the types of interventions that they're used for. The purpose of conventional labs is to identify if there's a need for medical or surgical intervention. If no medication or surgery is warranted, then you're usually just sent on your way without any other solutions because your health is otherwise considered normal. The purpose of functional labs is to uncover the imbalances that can often be corrected with nutrition and dietary changes, stress management and lifestyle shifts, and targeted nutritional supplements to replenish what your body is missing. And this is where true healing happens. It's not about masking or suppressing your symptoms. It's about addressing the root cause of dysfunction in your body and restoring balance so that you can finally feel good again. Here's the truth. If you've been told that all your labs are normal, yet you're still exhausted, bloated, and barely able to make it through the day, you deserve better. Your symptoms are very real and there are answers out there. And I know this because with the help of functional lab testing, I've helped countless women go from feeling stuck and dismissed to finally finding answers and getting their energy, confidence, and their health back. And the same is possible for you too. In my next video, I'm going to be diving deeper into the value of functional lab testing in helping you get the results you're looking for and answering the question, are functional labs actually worth it? So if you're serious about learning more about functional lab testing, be sure to watch that video next.